On page 292, you should have already completed the Try These A questions, but I'm going to go through the answers for you so you can check your work and see if you did it correctly. So for letter A, we have a multiplication symbol, so we need to multiply 2 times 5, which is 10. Then I'm going to look at my next base, which is the A, and I have A squared plus A to the first power, so 2 plus 1 gives me 3. And then I have B, negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Now, I cannot leave my answer like this. So what I need to do is clean up this question. And how I do that is I get rid of this negative. So what I need to do is I need to take this and move it to the bottom. And I need to make it a fraction. So 10 has a positive exponent, so leave it where it's at. A cubed has a positive exponent, so leave it where it's at. Now I'm going to make a fraction, and in the denominator, we get B squared. So when I move it down to the bottom or into the basement, we turn it positive. And this would be our final answer here. So letter B, we're going to divide my coefficients, the big numbers out in front. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. Then my next base is the x's. So what we want to do here is subtract the exponents because it's a division problem. So we have 2 minus a negative 3. 2 negatives make a positive. So it's 2 plus 3, which is 5. And then we want to look at our next base, which is the y's. So I have y, negative 4 minus a negative 1 becomes negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3. And now I have to clean up my negatives. Because we can't have negatives, I need to take this and I need to make a fraction and I need to move it to the denominator. So leave the 2 alone because it has a positive 1 exponent. It's happy where it's at. X to the 5th power is also happy. Y needs to move to the basement. And when we move it to the basement or downstairs, it becomes happy or positive. So 2x to the 5th power divided by y cubed would be our final answer here. Now, question C is the easiest question up here because everything is being raised to the 0 power. In anything to the 0 power, it's just 1. Page 293, you're going to see a check your understanding box, questions 6 through 11. And I want you to pause the video and try these questions on your own. Use your graphic organizer to help you. Question 6, I cannot have a negative exponent, so this needs to move to the denominator downstairs. So it's 1 over z, and then turn it into a positive 3. Put a 1 in the numerator as the placeholder. And that would be our final answer there. I have a 12. and then I have x, y, z being raised to the 0 power. So these turn into 1. So basically this is 12 times 1, which equals 12. Question 8 is a fraction or a quotient. So I keep the base, which is 6, and my graphic organizer tells me to subtract the exponent. So it's negative 4 minus a negative 2. Two negatives make a positive, so this becomes negative 4 plus 2, which is negative 2. So this is 6 with the exponent of negative 2. And we cannot have negatives, so now we need to clean up this question. So just like number 6, we're going to take this and move it to the denominator, the bottom or the basement. And then I need a placeholder in my numerator, so I'm going to put a 1. And again, use your graphic organizer to help you. Number 9, I see a multiplication symbol. So when I multiply, I keep the base, which is 2, and I add the exponents. So it's 3 plus a negative 6, or 3 minus 6, which becomes negative 3. So 2, and the exponent is negative 3. But we cannot have negatives. So just like question 6 and 8, I need to make a fraction, move it to the denominator, turn it into a positive, and then put a 1 in the numerator as your placeholder. So 1 over 2 cubed. When we move it, we have to turn it into a positive. Question 10, I see a 4 in my numerator, but I do not see a number in the denominator to divide it by or to divide it with. So let's just leave the 4. And then I see I have an x in the numerator and the denominator, and this is a fraction or division problem. So if I look at my organizer, it says keep the base, which is x, and I subtract the exponent. So negative 2 subtract 3. So I'm already in the negative. I'm going more into the negative. So this would be negative 5. Now, 4 has a positive exponent of 1, so it's happy exactly where it's at. But this x to the negative 5 needs to move. So keep 4 in the numerator, make a fraction, and in the bottom or the denominator is x, and it becomes happy. So x to the 5th power. Question 11, I have a negative 5. It's okay to have a negative number, so I'm going to leave the negative 5 alone. AB is being raised to the 0 power. That cancels out to 1. So it's negative 5 over 1. You could leave your answer like that, but if I type it into my calculator, negative 5 divided by 1 is just negative 5.